dinner a little more frequently than you are perhaps willing to. So we have, already we are running late, and one of the major poets participating has to rush off to a prize ceremony of which he's a jury. You know, poets also are juries. I said yesterday in the inaugural session that poets or have been romantically said to be unacknowledged legislators of the world. Actually, they are legislators of the unacknowledged world. And some of that unacknowledged world would be coming to you this evening. So we'll start with Keki Daruwala, who's one of India's major poets, has been writing in English. He has written both poetry and lately fiction. Keki Daruwala. And the rules of the game are...
Thanks very much.
Just a minute. Because we are seven...
Up and read if it's...
Just a minute. Because we are so many of us, I have done my bit, but there are 7 of them, so we have to make do with about 7 to 8 minutes, because we should finish within 1 hour. Go ahead.
I'll read just three sonnets from my book, Fire Altar, which is poems on the Persians and the Greeks. And the first is a Persepolis sonnet. It's a sequence of 4, but I'll read just one. Persepolis fell to Alexander, as you all know, and one went there, and the poem came out. The aura fogged, air ether clean, and lightly breathed the planet's lungs. In all this talk, I quite forgot you were around when time was young. Bird skeins came in a chain of mail, migratory across the Gulf. The wood owl kept a hooting watch on night of ferret and of wolf. They were there, fault line and seam, inbuilt on an empire's flank. Yet years passed by, light as a dream's footprint. Dawn wind shook the dew. Then winter came. Its tone was blue. And the last of this. There are no walls in Persepolis today, and no visible trace of the yard-thick ash that covered it as time covered it 2,000 years. Between gateways and columns, the wide gash where walls and frescoed panels should have been. All you have are lofty plinths crammed full with columns that rise into a roofless nothing and the solid presence of the winged bull. Heat, warped outline, disproportion teeters on an edge, the bulge of Koh-i-Rahmat on one side, while the city and the past are huddled on a ledge. Where are pomp and pulverous prerogative of rank, with the city nudged into near oblivion, a bas-relief on a quarry's flank? Do I have time for another? I think it's enough.
No. Actually, I have some bad news for the poets and some maybe good news for you, that our time has been reduced further. So each poet will get only 5 minutes. So please adjust your reading to that. And may I now request Noylan Fogarty, who has given voice to Aboriginal poetry and is one of Australia's most respected radical indigenous poet and political activists. Yes. And 5 minutes, sir.
5 minutes. Yeah. Jinkiwalo in my countrymen, thank you very much for inviting me to this festival first. First poem is, some people have no respect for our belief. Jesus, I learned you lived and lived. Jesus, where you died and died. Jesus, I see them paintings of you so white. Jesus, I hear them sing you lackey of God, they sang. Jesus, I know people today knew you wrong. They came with guns in their hands, shot our minds with untrue words, black the meaning of sin, black the heathen savages, black the false the lies, black the inhuman without a home and culture. These pink-skinned people say you light of God and make us wash black sins to be close to white. Oh, Jesus, if so, you were true. You were black fighting against a white regime. Oh, Jesus, they tear away our hearts. They yell for nature. They still do things of tension, fear, control, death, brutality, and murder to our Aboriginal people's belief. Why they must do this, oh Jesus? In this Jesus once, Jesus all in the name of you, Jesus Christ, offering, either Pesato's home. Everything for Jesus, the church will have it all. True blue didgeridoo, Yiraki we call them. White women playing our didgeridoo instrument can't do nothing. They're protected by the government. Why do some people have to ignore the importance of our land, our law? Realize you shouldn't play, that's a man's tool. Try to educate but get stared at like a fool. Understand that just because you're Australian and true blue, it doesn't give you the right to play my sacred didgeridoo. And if we don't respect their law, we get jailed within the black community. This is another place society has failed to respect our cultural protocol values. In 1788, no referendum so us mob can choose. 200 years later, you still find a need to abuse us as fools, and identity will lose. You all are still cool, for you are simply being true blue. True blue at depriving blacks because it gives you delight. Do they care? Nah, she'll be right. Disgrace, you're my race, you stealing a ledge. Go on, black fella law, put spear through the leg. When you white woman play the didgeridoo, you don't disgrace your race, you're just being true blue. But you are disrespecting our cultural protocol. Keep going, and I shall kiss you all. Stop now before I get you through the courts where I can sue. One day the sweet justice will come true. Until then, I'm after you, true blue didgeridoo.
Thank you. One more. Short one. Short one. A short one.
Yeah, this is a short one. A really short one.
Okay.
I have to run through fast here. Anyway, in Australia, we have fair-skinned Aborigines. I may not be charcoal-coloured, but I'm black Aborigine. I mightn't have short-coloured like cloudy night sky, but I'm a black Aborigine. I may wear European clothing, but I'm a black Aborigine. I may own many white materials, but I'm an Aborigine black. I may speak English, but I'm black. I may not have the darkest complexion, but I'm Aborigine black. I'm an alcoholic, but I'm black. I'm not an alcoholic, but I'm Aborigine black. I'm a drug-addicted doll bludger, but I'm black. I'm not a drug-addicted doll bludger, but I'm black. My palms are white as the moon, but I'm black. I don't spear kangaroos all day, but I'm black. I may not live in the bush naked, but I'm Aborigine black. I mightn't chase emus, but I'm Aborigine black. You may think I'm half caste and quarter caste, but I'm black. That's right, black to the bone. Black thorough and thorough. My physicality may not be, but mentally I'm Aborigine black. Dedicated to the not so black people.
Thank you. We have Abhay K, who is both a poet and a diplomat, and has 5 collections of poetry, and he is currently editing Capitals. Abhay K.
Nehru Park. Flames of crimson, blue moon in full bloom, birds transmuting into humans, rocks permeated with love, Nehru in dialogue with Lenin and the universe. Delhi auto rickshaw. Green on yellow, triangle on wheels, crisscrossing Delhi as a kite soaring against the wind, carrying the city on my wings. Maids, toiling day and night for a living, imagine a day without us, yet we remain invisible silhouettes in Delhi's paradoxical world. Rag pickers, our faces smudged with charcoal, our clothes saggy and torn, our days lost amidst heaps of garbage, searching for nirvana in discarded tin cans. Nearby a stinking slum, our home, waiting to be metamorphosed into a 10-lane highway. Yamuna, withdrawn and sulky, I flow past Delhi like dark silver caressing the city shores, draining darkness from Delhi's soul.
One short one.
Delhi, my smell, my nakedness entices hordes of human flesh, traders, emperors, marauders. I pose nude up on the hill, below the fist of eagles, possessed, intoxicated. Thank you.
Thank you. We now have a Palestinian-American poet, Fadi Judah. He has won a Griffin International Poetry Prize, and his latest poetry collection is Text 2. So there you go, Fadi Judah.
Mimesis. My daughter wouldn't hurt a spider that had nested between her bicycle handles. For 2 weeks, she waited until it left of its own accord. If you tear down the web, I said, it will simply know this isn't a place to call home, and you'd get to go biking. She said, that's how others become refugees, isn't it? Anonymous. People are a vast, deep sea. Oh, to be away from them is a ship. And dearly beloved, when I think of thee, I shudder like a wet sparrow. Graves don't thirst. Okay. If not by the sword, then by other means. Means are many and death is one. Those whom you love are gone, and like a sword you remain alone, a light or its skeleton. In love, patience is in need of patience, a stroke of the imagination unspeakable, a vanishing joy banished to joy, not insomnia, not sleep, and knowing when you die. The last one. Traveling light. Distance dissolves as distance, place as place. In you, I'm near and far, and I in me is what you are. But near myself, I'm not myself, so just how far?
Thank you. We now have a poet from Bangladesh, Sadaf SARS. She's quite a few things: entrepreneur, writer, activist, festival director, co-founder of whatever. So there you are.
I'm sure many of you have heard of Rana Plaza, a building containing a garments factory that collapsed in 2013, April. But little is known of the brave rescuers who saved 2,400 lives. This poem is dedicated to them. After Rana Plaza fell. Today, Rana Plaza fell. He stares in fearful air as white ghosts emerge, like Walking Dead of a 9/11 scene, desperate for familiar eyes to lock in recognition. Her last words, that rushed morning on a mobile, now ringing hollow on their bed, left in haste, not to miss a day for a cut of pay. He enters a hole from next door RS Tower to the sandwiched 3rd, 4th, and 5th, blunt metal hammering by unlikely heroes to a claustrophobic nightmare. A sticky redness drips from a stuck head between pillars. Fixed eyes stare as he prepares to find her. 2 days since Rana Plaza fell. Perspiration with pungent decay, hideous swollen arms blocking way in mine-like shafts, serendipitous paths of 15-inch beams, on elbows, past cloth stacks, carton-spilling jeans, mango label reams, to a persistent weakening cries of a group huddled alive. His new sister stifles her pain, while freedom finally gained from pinning concrete as he saws off her arm, his crude instrument and virgin hands shake, a 2-minute lesson by doctors who could not take the risk. He who used to faint at a vaccine jab. No joyful reunion. A grateful stranger grasps till he let go that afternoon, or was it night? Difficult to tell when time stood still as it was running out. Exhausted hours of searing will for the lucky to have another chance. He must have brought over 200 out alive. A wet patch of brown red, a baby born a few hours ahead, shocked into silence. Till a heartening scream in the blinding sun, swathed to her mother's belly, pulled out on fabric rolls strewn in tunnels on the brink of collapse, held by flimsy car jacks. Seconds and minutes creep by. Spotlights catch terrified eyes with sudden hope after unbearable heat made them strip bare, holding onto life, taking in urine, licking up sweat. A handyman, foreman, gardener, student, and cook, a motley team with no names on who his life depends. Take a break, they say, but how, when this unexpected calling blots out reason, snatches of sleep on a neighbor's floor, adrenaline propels him back for more. Several days since Rana Plaza fell. He tastes that smell, dispatching dignity to the dead. Later, unable to eat for days, gasping oxygen under shifting plates. Skulls seem to look up, hands with no body parts. Heart still leaps with a reminiscent ring on a bone, just so he could bury her, even if never to feel her warmth again. He heard of someone like him left with a battle of his own without the use of arms and legs. 5 months since Rana Plaza fell. Still no job after that fateful month. Saving souls and reunited the dead was not enough to keep it. His grip tightens on his daughter's hand. Her mother's teasing tones echo, visit his dreams. as did the screams of those he left behind, begging him not to. Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, the poets may complain about shortage of time, but they have a very appreciative audience. We have Ubukun Olatunji, who's a London-born storyteller and game designer who lives in Germany. He has worked with London Philharmonic Orchestra and is a graduate of the University College London. So, Ibukun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can everybody hear me? Yeah. Okay. I've got about 5 minutes, right? So I'll make sure I'm quick. I'm going to read a section from a story entitled "The Battle of the Wordsmiths." This section concerns. Take it off. Okay. Is that any better? It's a bit loud, isn't it?
Please.
Is this any better? Okay, fine. And this section concerns the battle between a boy and a king who use words and letters to transform themselves. So it's essentially a transformation tale, and it's narrated from the perspective of the boy, one of the combatants. He nods, I bow, he is still. 6 letters later, I feel a chill. Each second the temperature drops. I wait. At -1,000 it stops. With effort, endeavor, and a sense of unease, I respond through the pain as the air starts to freeze. I remove EZE and then add an I. The flames I release are 10,000 feet high. Everything they touch is consumed by heat. His face betrays the fact he can taste defeat. So he throws SW and N, and after using an O, he then seems to vanish with the aid of an I. I look around, and up in the sky, falling at speed, shining bright, are giant flakes and speckles of white. What are they really, I don't know. So I counter with THO. The air proceeds to melt the snow. Slowly, I gaze around. I try, but he can't be found. But he must be here. He's bound by the rules. Unless, yes, he decided to choose to take our battle elsewhere. So I sit and wait for his welcoming spell. Then by air, the welcome comes in the form of a dove. D changes shape swiftly, bird becomes glove. I pick up the glove, put it on my left hand, lightning flashes. Now I'm in a new land. Confused, I look around. I see land around me, but I'm not on the ground. I'm in a lexical maze, a place I don't know. Word trees surround me. Which way do I go? I use the D to disappear, but I use the DIS, and yet I'm still here. So I try M to become microscopic, yet the land becomes smaller before I can stop it. Insufficient stops my found and fist. The temperature drops as I become mist. I'm now a volcano surrounded by ice, a murderous white elephant, surrounded by mice. So I try light and try to shine, but darkness encloses the dark brightness of mine. I form a snake. Maybe I can slither away, but a snake-eating bird then comes my way. I shiver. I'm a quake, ready to rattle the earth. The land responds 6 letters, so I face a new word. I'm held by a quake-stopping curse that a moment before was a snake-eating bird. I'm in trouble. My energy's low. I need to be calm, slow, my brain, think. What is it I face? There's something familiar about this place. I knew there was something I'd seen before. Now I'm certain. I'm facing myself in this war.
And the last poet of the evening is the Rajasthani poet Arjun Dev Charan. Charan, no? Charan, sorry. He is a Sahitya Academy Award winner and a distinguished Rajasthani poet. So there you are, Arjun Dev Charan.
दोस्तों, मैं आपको राजस्थानी भाषा की मिठास से परिचित करवाना चाहता हूँ। मेरी कविता है मीरा। मीरा राजस्थान की महान भक्त कवियत्री हुई, प्रेम का प्रतिरूप माना जाता है। उसके समय को और उसके संघर्ष को इस कविता के माध्यम से मैं आपके सामने प्रस्तुत कर रहा हूँ। देह होमिया परजाली जे जोत, रगत होमिया पूर्ण होवे जग। देह होमिया परजाली जे जोत, रगत होमिया पूर्ण होवे यज्ञ। बैर रो अंश ले जल में पूत, बैर रो अंश ले जल में पूत झाड़ा रचावण शिणगारी जे धीव बैररो अंश ले जल में पूत झाड़ा रचावण शिणगारी जे धीव भगत पोल पात बण बाचे आखर जसरा भगत पोल पात बण बाचे आखर जसरा जूण रो सार अग्नि के खांडेरी धार जूण रो सार अग्नि के खांडेरी धार उण जुगरा बजर किवाड़ तू मोर पांख सू खोलिया उण जुगरा बजर किवाड़ तू मोर पांख सू खोलिया नी होती थू तो बांझ बाजती हरेक कूख नी होती थू तो बांझ बाजती हरेक कूख नी होती थू तो अडोलो दीसती हरेक आस होया थारे अलोप कुण जोड़तो रागर सुर्रो सांधो होया थारे अलोप कुण जोड़तो रागर सुर्रो सांधो थारे पगा लाग गूघरा पूजी जिया थारे पगा लाग गूघरा पूजी जिया थारे ठुमका होई नाच रे निछरावड़ा तू उगाई सोरम भंवरारा डर भांगिया तू उगाई सोरम भंवरारा डर भांगिया थारे रंग रंगिया सातू रंग थारे रंग रंगिया सातू रंग थारे इकतारे अडाणी बैठी रागणी थारे रंग रंगिया सातू रंग थारे इकतारे अडाणी बैठी रागणी भगत ने नचावणियों थारे नखरा नाचियो भगत ने नचावणियों थारे नखरा नाचियो थारे अवगुणरी आ केड़ी बाण थारे अवगुणरी आ केड़ी बाण कुदरत रे कण कण में घुलगी प्रीत कुदरत रे कण कण में घुलगी प्रीत धन्यवाद
Well, my apologies to all these wonderful poets for cutting on their time. I was under instruction, and I know you would have loved to read a little more. We would have loved to listen to you more. But circumstances being what they are, this is enough for the evening. So please go back and think kindly of poetry, of poets, of being human in such difficult times in language. Thank you.
Thank you for attending this Forward Samvad session in the Mahindra Humanities Centre, Durbar Hall. Please join me in thanking our speakers, Fadi Judah, Ibuku Nolatanji, Abai K, Arjun Deo Charan, Keki Darawala, Sadaf Saez Siddiqui, Lionel Fogarty, and Ashok Vajpayee.